Talk to me a little bit about property tax relief because
Yeah,
that's what everybody's talking about. So,
yeah,
do you have any ideas for property tax relief? Can we do something about that?
yeah. I mean, I've rolled out my property tax plan, which would give every single homeowner in South Dakota tax relief, and it's entirely paid for. No other candidate is offering a plan that provides real relief in that way, and that's why I think it's so popular. And I think that's one of the reasons we've seen a lot of movement in the polls in our direction, because people understand that if we're going to have real property tax relief, we have to make sure it's paid for.
So, are the schools have to be worried about anything then?
No, my property tax plan doesn't cost schools a nickel. Frankly, I'm disappointed that we're not doing a better job of funding schools in the state. The governor, in his budget address, called for a 0% increase for schools, and his budget address called for the first time for K-12 not to be our state's top funding priority. As governor, I would make sure that the first and the last dollar of every state budget went to schools.
So, running for governor, the big thing is economic development, I think, lately because they are coming off a lot of that COVID money. Things are drying up, as they say, budget's really tight. Well, you hear a lot of talk about data centers or how can we get economic development in South Dakota, but you hear a lot of people maybe don't want any of that. Are you pro these data centers per se? Do you have other ideas if you aren't for that? What can we do?
I've rolled out the data centers done right plan, which says that we're not going to welcome you to our state if you can't prove that you're not going to have an adverse effect on our electric rates or our water quality. And it's the right approach. It means that we're going to have the best projects located here, but it means that we won't have the bad projects. And data centers done right will reduce our property taxes. Almost no state has done more to welcome data centers in the last 3 years than North Dakota. They have seen their electric rates go down in North Dakota more than any other state's electric rates have gone down. There's a way to do this properly, but again, it requires leadership, and that is not something that we have had. We have not seen Governor Roden have a bold approach toward how to make this development happen in the right way.
So, when you talk about housing shortages, that's going to play a big role in a lot of the development that we need too. You talked recently as well, noting a 5.5 million housing unit shortage. Watertown's really big about workforce housing. What do you think maybe in South Dakota is more important? Is there student or workforce or affordable? Or does it all play a role?
So, I mean, what I proposed is a 2-year tax holiday for first-time homebuyers in South Dakota. This would send a huge message to the marketplace to invest in affordable housing, into that first-time home purchase. It's the kind of thing that would also make it much easier for South Dakotans living out of state to move back home. It's the kind of visionary idea we need to be able to address our housing problem and grow our economy by bringing great young families to South Dakota.
What's your number one issue that you think you're out there fighting right now as you're running?
Are you talking about policy issue, or are you talking about more like a campaign issue of what?
Right now, let's go with your campaign issue.
Yeah. Uh, I've talked so much during this campaign about how do we find a plan and a strategy and the energy and the leadership we need to move South Dakota forward. I mean, the next 20 years can be the best 20 years in South Dakota's history, but nobody thinks that's the path we're on right now. I think most people understand we're falling behind a little bit. And when I talk about these big ideas, South Dakotans perk up. I think everybody understands that we've got to find a better